Hey guys, so I'm going to do a quick video on Wendy Williams. I just wanted to mention my next video that's going to go up is probably going to be the one I recorded on Drake. I did it before Valentine's Day and it was just a really strange video. You will see why, because it's going to be really choppy. He comes across as somebody who does not want people to get in touch with his emotions at all. He does not want to come across as an emotional guy, a sensitive guy, or anything. Like, he does not want to be discovered at all. It's very interesting, to say the least. And so, yeah, I'm gonna do this video today, and then I will post that old video of him. It was like right before Valentine's Day. It was probably like Friday or Thursday of last week, so it wasn't that long ago. And then the reason, so I wanted to mention too, so I don't want to get in the habit of recording stuff and then deleting it, because I feel like I picked up on this energy for a reason. When I do these videos, what I do, I hold the intention of picking up on the strongest energy that's going on with the person at that moment. That's why if I pre-record it, I want you to know when I'm recording it, because then it gives you a date, or the person, if they watch the video, a date of when it was, for them to recognize what it was that I was picking up on if I wasn't 100% clear. Because obviously I do hold some integrity and moral obligation to these people. This is their lives, so I can't just like blast everything completely, or just like keep digging and digging and digging for information if it's not constructive information, right? So I just want to get the most constructive information. And you know, I picked up on the stuff with Drake for a reason, obviously, and so that in particular, I feel like since I picked it up, I should definitely post it. I just have to be a little selective on what I allow you guys to see, I guess, with that. I could go into more detail later. I don't feel like it's the right time to do that. But Drake is actually somebody I thought I would never do a video on, to be completely honest with you. I was like, I'm never going to do Drake. And then for some reason, I was like, I have to do a video on him. Or not have to, but I really want to do. I felt called to do a video on him. So it's important for a reason. Anywho, so yeah. So I guess these want to come out. I think Wendy Williams is going through a really stressful time right now. I feel like she's crying a lot. She's being consoled by another female. And I will say, so I know that she said that she had gone through her divorce. I think she's going through some sort of financial troubles with him, some sort of financial issue with him. So even though there is the divorce, I would think that there was a separation of the money already. However, there's something that she's like leaving no stone unturned. So whether there's going to be a legal battle that's ongoing or about to happen, that's what's taking up a lot of her time and her emotions and her energy right now. And there's a lot of resistance, even with the Tower reversed. I do pick up on that. There's a resistance to change. There's a resistance to some sort of information. There's a resistance to the truth of the matter. So it's like it's both things. It's like I'm acknowledging what happened. I'm acknowledging what's going on. But I feel like it's more of a power move. So I'm resisting getting so emotional, even though sometimes I break down and I have to be consoled. It's like crying so hard that you're basically howling. Have you ever been that sad before? Like you're like screaming. You're so sad and you're so upset. There are moments that she gets like that where she just has to let all of that pent up pain and energy, and it's like PTSD, honestly, like PTSD from this relationship and from her past. Yeah, that has to do with like early on in the relationship. She has PTSD for sure, 100%. I'm calling it right now. And she probably, I don't know, she smokes weed. There's some sort of substance. I wouldn't say it's, I know she said she's a former addict of something. But I don't think that's what it is. It's something else that's a suppression. You know, yeah, suppressing her feelings to help. It's not suppressing, it's regulating her feelings through this. And then she's trying to actively resist that downfall, that downswing of her emotions, in order to get what she wants to get accomplished. So I'm resisting this emotional, it's not an outburst, because personally I don't feel that, like, outburst sounds like it's like, yeah, it's uncontrollable, but it almost sounds like it's, what's the word? Like it's not rational, like it's irrational, like you're just doing it, you know, it's just an emotional outburst, chill out. Like, no, it's actually something that needs to happen in order for her to heal, and just release those feelings, release that pain, release that guilt. I feel guilty about something. I think I feel guilty just about my life in general, the path I took, how I treated my son at times. I feel guilty about how I treated my husband at times. I feel guilty about how I treated other people at times. I'm really going, oh my gosh, there's a lot of change. She's really going through the process of dealing with her demons. Like, she's really addressing everything that she's done through life. It's like when you really acknowledge your faults and your failures, and you look at it objectively, and you're like, okay, you know, I did some things wrong, and it really sucks, and it really is. I almost don't even want to look at it, because I don't want to. Now I have that information. Now I have the moral obligation to do something with it. You know, I have to say something, or I have to change something, or I stay the same, and that's my choice, and I have to live with knowing that I know something was incorrect and not doing anything about it. She's going through a lot. So I saw, first it was reversed, now it's upright. So this is definitely some sort of financial change. Focusing more on her finances. I think this is protection too. She's protecting herself in a way that she never protected herself before. It might even be a financial protection. So I feel like I have to protect myself and my empire, because I worked so hard to get to where I am and to who I wanted to become, and it's like someone's trying to take it away from me, mafia style. Almost is kind of what it feels like. I don't know if that went too far saying that, but that's kind of what it feels like. It's almost like fearful. She's afraid. She's afraid of someone. She's afraid of something. And it's almost like having to go into witness protection. Like, I have to really protect myself, provide for myself, hide myself, and make sure I leave no stone unturned, because when I make this move, this power move, this big move, everything has to be right before I do it. Yeah. It's almost like with this, and what I interpret with this is, I'm not gonna go back and forth with this anymore. I've made my choice, you know, and my choice is I'm not gonna feel this pain anymore. I'm not gonna feel stressed out anymore. I'm not gonna feel overwhelmed anymore. You know, I've made my decision. I'm stepping into my pain. I'm stepping into my problems, and I'm gonna resolve it, because I don't want to have to deal with this anymore. You know, I've paid my dues. I'm ready to just move on and figure out where to go from here. When I say I paid my dues, that has nothing to do with this acknowledgement and this pain that she has to go through, acknowledging things that maybe she feels guilty about, she feels wrong about. This is, I paid my dues with the relationship that I was in, and I pulled my weight where I needed to pull my weight, and something needs, I want retribution for the things that I've done, where I've put my work in. I deserve something out of this. Let's see. I just want you guys to take note of this. Look look at the strong energy here. We have the Lovers, the Hierophant, Wheel of Fortune, Fool, Hermit, Tower. We have some Kings here. This is really this is moving fast. Everything here is moving fast, very fast. Fast and chaotic. You know what song I'm channeling is that new Kid Cudi song. I have to look it up after this, but that is what I'm getting here. Is this just like I'm moving on to something, and it has to be fast, it has to be quick, and I feel like this heavily has to do with her ex-husband, excuse me, and I don't know if she's still doing the Wendy Williams show or not. I know that they were part of it in some way. I don't know if he's like the manager or something. I don't know the details of that. I just know that they were involved. But this has a lot to do with the finances. It has to do with a lot of things, actually, and it's really deep. It's almost like I'm only scratching the surface, and it's a lot deeper than what even I'm picking up on and what I'm saying. If I stared at the song enough and meditated on it, I think I would pick up on what some other things are going on here, what things are being said. There's some other side people involved, some male figures involved that are not in the media. I don't even think that we would be able to identify them through like Google searches or something like that. These are hidden people, secret people. There's a lot of hidden faces. So I'm not going to go into it. I'm not going to go deep into that. But I feel like she's being chased. I feel this chasing energy, and it's like playing cat and mouse. It's like she has to hide, she has to navigate, she has to finesse, she has to be quick, she has to be smart, she has to be wise, she has to keep her emotions to the side until she can go, like, dump it. That's wrong. It's not emotional dumping, and that's essentially what I was going to say, in case people were wondering what I was going to say, because it's not that. I think that is very much undervaluing and underappreciating this situation. But what it is this outpouring of emotion. So it's like the dumping of her feelings, where it's like, you know, the cup is full of emotions, and then it just keeps getting full to where it just falls everywhere. That's what I'm trying to get at. Is it's so overwhelming, and she has to strategically, like, it's like I have to get through the day before I can unwind and cry and be upset. I think the Hierophant here is her guardian angel coming in, and look, he's kind of like doing a tisk tisk movement, you know. What I'm getting is it's Wendy. You have many faces to your life. That's what I'm getting. You have a lot of faces to your life. It's like a lot of faces, a lot of farces. Like, you're ignoring something, Wendy. You know, you need to pay more attention. What are you ignoring? You're ignoring something. You know, maybe you're involving yourself with something that is not good for you. Do I think that she's in a relationship with another person, or sleeping? I don't know. Maybe she's in like playfully involved with other people, just kind of enjoying herself in that way. But I don't feel she has enough time to it's almost a distraction. You know, I don't have enough time to distract myself because I'm dealing with everything else that's going on here. And there is a point where there's still resistance sometimes with like self-reflection. Like, she's still lacking that from time to time because the feeling is so strong, it's so intense. Like, it's almost too much to look at myself in the mirror, because then there's just so much I have to deal with, and it's just very chaotic at the moment. I almost feel like I don't have enough time to balance everything out that's going on. I do need that sense of balance that I'm not getting. But I essentially see the Lovers card, like, yeah, it could be a relationship with other people, a union with other people. It could be a legal document, you know, a positive sign for a legal document. But here we have the Wheel of Fortune, which is also bad karma, bad results for something that could have possibly been started. Challenges that are not working out in someone's favor. I would say it would be in her favor. This lack of introspection over and over and over again. However, I see this, I'm seeing him as a guardian angel, and I feel like she's in bed essentially with her guardian angel. You know, he's nurturing her, he's holding her, he's comforting her in times of need and trouble, because she's going down a dark path. You know, she's not 100% down this dark path yet. She is dancing very close on this line of deciding what I want to do. I haven't completely done it. I haven't done something that I really shouldn't be doing. But I'm feeling like I'm falling. I'm feeling like I want to give up. There's a part of me that feels like the only way out of here is to give up. She just needs to rest. She needs to slow down. She needs to breathe, because there is a different way out of this. There's a different solution to what's going on, but it's very difficult to come to terms with it, because she feels like she's unprotected and she has to protect herself in some way. It's like, I'm telling you, take the most stressful situation you've had in your life and times that by 3, and that's kind of what she's going through. It's like everything's happening all at once for her, and it's really stressing her out and overwhelming her and upsetting her, and her guardian angels are right there by her to like try and be like, come on, get away from the ledge, you know, like, pray to us, talk to us, we're here. And I think even in her darkest moments, she feels that presence. She physically feels that warmth of them around her and holding her hand, you know, and giving her that love and affection. Even when she's crying to the other person, yes, they are helping, but by all means, I think the major players that are helping her are her guardian angels, and because she can feel it. She can really feel it, and I think she's even had glimpses of them. I think, like, this is gonna sound creepy for some people, but it's like if you've ever like thought that you've seen someone standing in the doorway and you're like, what the heck is that? I think she's actually seeing things like that, which you can tell your guardian angels, you know, there is a way for them. I don't know how often that happens for people, but there is a way that they have to lower their frequency to get to that point to really like materialize here. It would take a lot of energy and work, and then you would have to heighten yourself in some degree in order to see it. So there has to be a matching. That's essentially what psychics do as well, as you have to match the frequency to get the symbolism and the information. But I think that has happened to her recently, and periodically, where she's actually seeing a figure and it's her guardian angels, and she's like, okay, you know, like something more is going on here. There's a deep knowing of something that's going to happen. Like something's going to happen to her, and she's afraid of, and she can't avoid it, and she knows that it's going to happen, and she's resisting, acknowledging it, you know. It's almost like she's actively like running away from it, and in turn she's running into like facing more issues, more problems. It's almost like she's saying, okay, well, ignorance is bliss, and then essentially, as harsh as it sounds, it's like, well, you're gonna reap what you've sown, because you're resisting the information, you're resisting looking within, you're resisting figuring things out, because it's almost too much to handle, because something's failing. It's not just a failing marriage, it's probably the failing of the show if it's still on. it's a failing, well, they would be under contract, right, for however long that she needs to be doing the show. So I don't know how long that contract's been going, but there is going to be a significant change here, significant change in her life, and I think that we're actually going to see this change, but it's like she only got a little bit of what she deserves. So if they already had the settlement, it's like she only got a teeny tiny portion. He's pretty much leaving her with nothing, or left her with nothing, and there's a lot of issue there. There's a lot of conflict there. Yes, her health is not doing well. I think I mentioned that there is some issue with her health coming in here, and the cause of it has something to do with this as well. It's a combination of things, but someone here, there's some fakery going on here. Someone is not being honest. She's not being honest. Yeah, she's not being honest with herself about a couple things, but she's having to face it regardless of whether she wants to be completely honest or not. But there's some sort of imposter syndrome here. But actually that's the wrong terminology, because I think imposter syndrome is more of like you feel like you're an imposter in a situation. Someone actually is here in the mix that is not who they say they are, and they're not doing what they say that they were gonna do. It's a younger energy. And so I almost want to say it's not her that I'm picking up on, that's this fakeness. I mean, she's losing her money, if we didn't know that already. She's losing everything. Everything's crumbling in front of her, it feels like. Like her world, everything that she's ever wished and desired for, everything that she's ever wanted and dreamed of is just, it's falling through her fingertips is how she feels. And it's because there was some sort of dishonesty here. It's because someone was lying. It's because someone lied. I don't know who's younger, Wendy or her ex. Probably the ex, if I see that, you know, and he came out with everything and took everything, and is like pretty much living off of her own accomplishments. I mean, yeah, maybe he did some things himself too, but you know, it's just, look, like, this is the Seven of Swords. That's like sneaky behavior, right? And there's so much here without dealing with that mentions, that alludes to essentially Peter Pan syndrome. I refuse to grow up. I refuse to acknowledge the things that have been going on in my life and addressing them, and now I'm faced head on with the consequences, and it really, really sucks because it's throwing my world completely upside down, and I don't even want to deal with it. And I'm encouraging myself in some ways to suppress these feelings with some sort of medication, you know, and some vices. Yeah, because, you know, money is the root of all evil, and that's really what's going on here. This is a financial, legal thing going on here, with a mix of everything else. But what it really boils down to is the money. It boils down to the money. It's a fight over money. It's a really the main contender here. That's really what's causing all of this. I think we're going to hear about it. Part of it, not all of it, because there's some hidden players in here. Some hidden players, some hidden things that are going on, and yeah. Who are you working with? Who are you working with, Wendy? What is this? Someone is advising her to do the things that I've mentioned. Someone's advising her to move forward, move away, move on, hide yourself, hide what's going on, hide the information, hide the truth. Don't accept anything. Like, I see this as like, do not accept the main offer. Do not accept that. Just keep your head down, keep moving forward. Don't say anything, don't look anywhere, don't do anything until we get everything settled, because eventually, like, you know, things are going to come to light. You know, all these challenges that you've gone through, everything's going to be clear. And, you know, whoever receives this bad karma, it had it coming to them, whether it's her, him, or other people involved. But I do feel there are some hidden truths here, some major hidden truths, some major challenges, being completely, I see it being buried. That's how I'm getting, is buried. Like, you see the kingdom in the background of this picture. I feel like all the information, all the wealth is hidden underneath this building. It's not, you know, this is just trickery. This is just an illusion. So yeah, you can have these buildings, you can have these things. The truth of it is underneath. It's hidden underneath. And the Four of Pentacles is a greedy card at times. It's also about worrying about yourself, protecting yourself, relying on yourself. I'm making the last parts up because that's what I'm picking up on. I know it's a greedy card. It can be. So, she's being advised. I don't know if this is an aggressive advice. I think I made that word up. To keep her mouth shut is what I'm saying. And there's so much aggression here too. It's like, something's failing. Something majorly is failing. It's like this ship is gonna sink. You know, this Six of Swords right here, that they're in a boat and you see the horizon at the end. This is gonna sink before they get there. They're worried, they're scared, they're stressed, you know, and there's putting everything in order here. This is how, I'm just telling you how I'm seeing it. It's like putting everything in order. You have to do this and this and this, and here it is right here. You know, I told you that this is going to be divvied out to you, and you know what, go F yourself. Like, it's not gonna happen. And I advise you to just shut your mouth and get out of here, because it's not gonna end well for you regardless. Everyone's gonna find out something, everyone's gonna figure something out, and it's just gonna keep getting worse and worse and worse for you. It's almost like just a threat. It's a threat. Like, I'm gonna expose this information about you. I'm gonna say this stuff about you. I'm gonna let people be aware of some things, and it's just gonna keep getting worse if you just go away. Because, you know, the sun's like, to me, it depends on the reading. It's really a very auspicious card. It's one of my favorite cards in the deck, but I'm not seeing this happy at all. In fact, this is hiding. This is not real happiness. This is it's not gonna happen. It's fake. It's like, look at the wall. There's a wall up, you know, and I can't get to the other side. And you have to look. It's like the baby is pointing to this reflection, and it's like you have to look. You have to look. You think this happiness is within your finances. You think that you have to work with somebody in order to get this money, in order for you to be happy. But the issue is with yourself. The issue is you're paying the consequences, the karma in this lifetime for the things that you did in this lifetime. Things are turning out this way because of your actions have consequences, essentially. but there's something hidden. There's something important that I feel like it's almost like, what's it called when you like hold people for ransom? It's a ransom, I guess. It's like a threat. Like there's more money, there's more information, or hold on, there's more money, but in order to release that money, you have to release information, and that information is being held for ransom. Does that make sense? Blackmail. It's kind of like blackmail is what I'm getting. I said that freakishly excited. That's not how I meant to come across, in case I did come across that way. Something else that I pick up is, not only is this boat gonna sink, but there's a hurricane in the horizon. That storm is not gonna clear. This actually reminds me, I don't even want to talk about it, but when I was in another country, and it was like a really freaky boat trip, not in a good freaky way, and so this is just not gonna end well. What I'm seeing for anyone, honestly, it's not gonna end well for her. It's not gonna end well for anyone. Let me get an advice to see how we can change this around. You know, it's really, what does she need to know? What does she need to know to resolve this? Because obviously I picked up on this for a reason, right? Something to do with her kid too. Okay. Carefully consider what you want before acting on it, okay? Listen to your intuition and be patient. Be completely patient. Settle yourself and breathe and calm your feelings and your emotions, okay? So don't underestimate yourself. Assert yourself, okay? So where the fear was coming from, the overwhelming feelings and pain and stress and worry, and then this heavy aspect, it feels like it's on top of her head, pushing her down. It's how I feel. It's pushing her down, and it's covering her face or her mouth and her nose. It's like she's being suffocated, you know, and her head it's like being mushed down is what I'm feeling. It's like she's just being like grabbing her head and just mushing it down. And I mean, the 10 of water is supposed to be good, but that's exactly what I'm feeling. It's like this drowning, you know, drowning. And so I think you already did this, actually, but reconsider and analyze everybody that you're around, the relationships that you're involved in currently, even the financial relationships that you're in, the legal relationships, right? And figure out who's real, who's true, who can you really work with, because somebody's watching you. Somebody that you're not 100% aware of, but you're very smart, you're very keen and aware of things, and you're intuitive, right? And you've been keeping track of this. You've been keeping very close track of this and paying attention to what's going on. You need to be smart about it. You need to be diligent about it. And this is what I feel is the message for everybody here. If you're in a similar or have been in a similar situation, obviously not exactly like this, but where you feel like something's off, you guys, if you feel like something's off or you feel fearful, if you're in a weird situation with someone, you need to keep track of it. You need to write it down, or not just write it down, have different levels of keeping track of this information. So if one of them gets lost in the process of whatever, you have backups of it. Backup records. Keep record of everything, which I think she's already doing. I feel this like preparing. It's a preparing feeling. Creating something with her hand. She's being creative. But pay attention to your finances as well. Don't let yourself get carried away with feeling too comfortable or feeling too secure, which I don't feel like you feel comfortable or secure at all, honestly. But there are moments that you either give up or let your guard down, and there's an indication here. This is not the time to do that. This is the time for action. This is the time to be smart, and this is the time to be strategic with yourself, with your moves, and look in the mirror. Pay attention to yourself. Pay attention to where you need to change things. Face those demons head on and keep moving forward, because through being truthful with yourself, being honest with yourself, that is how you grow. That is how you become a better person. That is how your life, honestly, it unfolds in the most beautiful way when you're able to walk in your truth and your honesty, no matter what you do, right? Even if it hurts other people, or if it hurts the situation that you're in, if you do it in a loving way, if you're always acting out of love, you're not acting out of fear or aggression, whatever, like you have to, there's a way to do it in a sweet way, right? But you have to do it in an honest way. Be honest, truthfully honest with yourself. And if it takes you time to figure out where you are in your honesty, and if it changes, if your opinions change, your thoughts change, that's perfectly fine. We have every right to do that. This is don't give up. Protect what you've created. Protect what you've created. Have courage and believe in yourself. I'm seeing it with this. This is where I was saying she's working with her hands. And it's almost like what she's worked on is almost like it's grown. It's looking back at her. This could even be her son. Honestly, protect your son. Protect your family. It doesn't necessarily have to be her business. It doesn't necessarily have to be money, even though that was a big player here. Now it feels more personal. This feels more personal than it does work. And it feels like something's dying. Something at the end is the complete death of something. Doesn't have to be a person or anything. Just the ending of something. With death, there's rebirth, right? So we have Gabriel coming through. Archangel Gabriel is, he comes through in dreams and in intense symbolism that sometimes you don't 100% understand at the moment. I think he's somebody that really is coming through here for her, so that's something to keep in mind. So it says, give birth to your dreams, nurture yourself and others, and there's a lavish abundance. So the advice is really to focus on freeing yourself of these emotions. Focus on how you can free yourself of these emotions and be smart about it and strategic about it. Because that's really what's going to resolve what's going on here, because there's definitely a need for this to happen. There's a need for this to turn back around, where you're not facing all of the debts, the karmic debts of this lifetime. And there's a lot that you need to step forward into, and through doing that, it's going to really catapult you into the next stage of your life. You still have a lot left in your life that you need to walk through, and this is a good closing point. Close those chapters of your life, close that door completely, so that you can move without being weighed down by your past, being weighed down by this pain. But I do see that there's some people that are, I don't know, they're just waiting for you to make the wrong move, waiting for you to do something. Don't get into any deeper vices than you have. Don't make any bad, poor moves, poor choices. Don't allow that to happen, because people are waiting for that to happen. People are watching very closely. And it says, be a team player. Again, with the creativity, there's this need for creativity. There's a need for you to I'm telling you, when you acknowledge these emotions, when you find the time to face everything, that is it's like just pouring onto you all at once. When you're able to just kind of piece it out and tackle it one by one, it truly is going to transform you. So this is a transformative process for you, and this change within you, you're going to be recognized for it. If you can do a complete change in your life, even if it takes a while, you know, you have to be patient with yourself and understand you are going to have setbacks, you are going to have issues. You're not going to be perfect, you know, overnight. That's just not humanly possible for anybody. Just focus on that change. Focus on creating something beautiful for yourself and being recognized for being able to go from one end of the spectrum to the other end of the spectrum, right? Like that process, that's really admirable for people to be able to go through that and change, and to see that the reality of how difficult it might be to navigate that. But that's going to help you. Hey, so my battery dies. I don't know where exactly I left off in the advice, but I'm just going to pick up at the top of my head. So yeah, it's really, yeah, exactly. So, goodness gracious. What the advice here is that you need to get in touch with your emotions more. You need to get in touch with your spiritual side, and you really need to listen to the guidance of your guardian angels and the people around you who have good advice. For a while, I think that you were picking up on people who had wrongful advice for you. Not completely. I think they just didn't have as much experience and information that they could correctly give you the proper guidance. And so now there's a chance that you can turn this around. You can listen to yourself. You can find a way to navigate through this in a different way. Again, you know, it's saying to see things from a higher perspective. What I'm seeing is not just a different perspective, because I think a lot of times people can interpret that as seeing things from a different perspective of the people involved, of everything that's going on here, yada yada. I'm really truly seeing this as the spiritual perspective, the higher spiritual perspective. So to really listen in to what your heart is telling you to do, tune into that, tune into your guardian angels, what it is that they're trying to convey to you. Because when you are feeling like you're seeing some sort of entity, some spiritual entity, a positive entity, then figure out what were you thinking at the time when you saw this, what comes to your mind whenever you're experiencing this, and what is it that you need to do to move forward from here. Act from the highest good for everybody involved, but mostly for yourself, to protect yourself in this situation, because there is a need for you to protect yourself. I do also see that there's a need to release something. It's this release of information that's going to be exposed. Obviously, that's going to happen regardless of what you do and how you navigate this, but you have to release it from yourself, from your grasps. I feel like you're holding on to something. And again, it's like this bartering or this like blackmailing. It's a trade of something, because even here we have a trader. It says exchange energy to create abundance. But what I'm getting through that is that there's a need to protect yourself, spiritually protect yourself, mentally protect yourself and your space and your peace of mind and your heart. And you can't give into it. You can't give into it. You have to figure out the smart way, what works best for you in this situation. I'm going to hold off on that. So write about your thoughts and feelings. Yes, keep a documentation of everything that is happening, and multiple copies of it in multiple ways. So write it down, type it up, tell somebody. Here, this is just an indication that you are protected. Your children are protected. Protected again. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I actually got a sense of that earlier, and I don't think that I brought it up. Oh, no, I did bring it up. Sorry. I did, from that break, it threw me off that your guardian angel did come through and is holding you. I mean, we can look exactly at the cards. Look. Guarded and protected. Your home is protected. Your children are watched over. This is your inner child as well. There's a lot of healing that needs to be done with you internally. And then positive thoughts create positive results. And then we're going to read this, and then I'm going to kind of dissect it a little bit more. Eternity. Gently move your awareness from the external world to a world of light within your heart. Allow each breath to heal you as you drift to a place beyond time. Eternity exists within you, forever sparkling like a diamond. You are, in essence, a shining star, forever transforming to ever greater light. So again, there's this need for you to move into a more positive space. A more positive space instead of, bad karma. Create good karma within your life. Focus more on shifting into an energy of doing more good than where you feel that you've done more bad. This is just how you feel. That doesn't necessarily have to be the reality of things, but truly address where you feel there have been some major wrongdoings on your end and acknowledge it, learn from it, because who you are today is developed by the things that you've done in your past. That created who you are, and who you are right now is beautiful, and that goes for everybody. So just really, even that, with your positive thoughts, stay uplifted, stay positive, keep creating. There's a need to create more, like you are intelligent, you're creative, you have a lot of wonderful, unique ideas. So for you to feel, in a sense, I hear that this is kind of like your last hurrah, like you've done everything. I don't really have much left, but then you still have that fighting spirit, It's just that it's so overwhelming, and you feel stuck. You feel like you've been backed into a corner in some ways, and you feel a little scared, concerned, worried. So you're fully capable, but you do need help. You are capable of doing this by yourself, but right now you truly do need help. You need assistance from other people, not just your guardian angels, but they are here to indicate that they are protecting you. You are guarded, so don't stress yourself about that and feeling like you have nowhere to go. You're in a terrible situation that you can't get out of. By all means, you can get out of this. Just find the right people in your life that you can trust and that you can rely on helping you with this particular situation that is happening, and that's going to unfold in the public part of it. I don't think the depth of it we are ever going to see. I truly don't believe that, and I don't even think she's 100% aware of how deep it goes. And for her, I feel like it's really leaving no stone unturned, just brushing up everything, all of it, to find every information that she can, to make some sort of informed decision on what she's planning to do. But I don't know, I lost my train of thought. I have the Sun card coming out again, so yes, there is, again, I'm seeing you looking at things from a higher perspective. So act out of the goodness of your heart. Figure out what it is that's going to have a good outcome for you and those that you care about, the people that are closest to you, and continue to have confidence in yourself. What's really going to get you through this is a continued confidence in yourself, which you've been confident for a very long time with your abilities. But I think now that there's less fighting, like you've been able to distance yourself from a lot of the pressures that you've had before, you're starting to second guess that confidence. You're starting to think that maybe it was just a facade for you, when in reality you are a confident person. You have a lot of reason to be confident in yourself. So don't lose that part of you, because that's what's really going to carry you forward. Okay, again, there's a need for this third party who's going to have an objective view on everything, the mature view, this person that's indicated that you need to bring in, because they're going to be able to decipher what no longer serves you, what doesn't help you, and they're going to have a unique outlook on your situation. And this is an indication too that the person that's been consoling you does bring a lot of humor to it. You know, they make you laugh, and that this is indication from your guardian angels that it is important to have people like that around. This is a valuable person, so just take care of your relationship with them. And then we have guilt and invitation. So let's go ahead and just read this off. You do not need another's approval to feel worthy of love. Regardless of what you've done or what you think you failed to do, from your soul's perspective, there's neither right nor wrong. Every experience in life is here to help you expand your awareness of love so that you may embrace ever greater spheres of wisdom. You've done nothing wrong. Every experience that you've had has built you to be the person that you are today. Your son's going to forgive you. Your ex-husband's going to forgive you. The people that you've interviewed that you might feel like you've said something wrong about, they forgive you. You know, the people in your life, yourself is most important, is for you to forgive yourself for the things that you've done or didn't do in life. Even if you've relapsed in any situation in the past or currently, if you're using anything, I don't feel like maybe she's using the same things she did before that she had an issue with. I don't 100% know. It feels more of a suppression than anything. Sometimes when people use that particular substance, it does come across chaotic like it did earlier, but it's more of a different feeling. I could be wrong. I could just not be able to pick that up in here because I'm just going off of what's most important in her life right now. So that could just not really be that important to the reading. Her guardian angels don't care to get that message across right now, especially to the public, but this is more of a suppression. So this would be drinking, this would be, you know, some sort of medication, this would be marijuana, it would be something that lowers you, not heightens you or makes you hyper, whatever it would be. So again, this is more of guilt to yourself. Be forgiving to yourself and the things that you've done or didn't do. And then we have invitation. We, your guardian angels, ask you to invite us into your heart. Talk to us at any time. Share with us your fears and concerns as well as your joys and pleasures. There's no need to be formal, for we have known you since before the dawn of time. In fact, we know you better than you know yourself, and we love you just as you are. So I feel you already know, again, that they're here and you are active in experiencing them. So this is just confirmation that they are communicating with you, they are holding you, they are protecting you, and just remember that and have faith in that. Truly believe that for yourself, because there might be some doubt in you that you're just making things up, or that you're imagining it, or you're wrong, and you are not wrong to feel this way. You are not wrong to see things, entities or something. Don't second guess yourself with that. And even if you see things in repetition of 3 times or more, as I've said in previous videos, anything that stands out specifically to you, then that very well could be a message to you. Okay, so there is a chance for there to be a positive outcome here. What needs to happen, again, there's this repetition of tuning into your heart. You've closed off your heart space for a very long time. Granted, it's very understandable why you did that and how it came to be, but you have to be able to open that part of you in order to really be able to move forward and move on, right? You can't accurately reflect on everything, and you can't actively and accurately forgive yourself until you open up your heart. And it starts with yourself and opening your heart to yourself first and to your son, because those are two major players in this. And then there's a baby. I don't know if this is the ex's baby. I think this is a baby that never came to life here. And there's some sort of acknowledgement on the other side of this. I don't 100% know. I don't even know if she's ever talked about something like this. It would be maybe possibly far enough along to know the gender, like if it was a female, a female. Or this would have been someone from a young age. That was a female, very young age. I would say very, very, very young. That is coming through from the other side. That is something that she needs to come to terms with. And one thing that I want to mention with you, or with Wendy, is, you know, when you have problems, you don't acknowledge them. They don't just go away. Eventually you're going to have to face them and, you know, find a solution for it. It doesn't just disappear. So I think this is where you're at right now in your life. You're figuring out what it is that you want to do with what you've put off for a long time and things that have piled up in your life. And this is your opportunity to face it head on and do what you feel is right within your heart. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.